Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Well, my name's Jade, and this is The Interview, baby. And today on the show we have Summer Woods. Show is sponsored by DistroKid. Summer makes some really incredible music. You're going to love her and her music. We're going to kick off with one of her tracks called Pasadena. Let's Oge.
I took a train to Pasadena. I never thought much of the ride. I didn't know a soul in Pasadena. I got to the station and cried. I didn't like the plastic people, but I thought your jacket was nice. Your mind was like a mirror. I squinted at you and I smiled. I made a friend in Pasadena. We're passing old bus stops and all the little antique shops, yeah. My past behind the dusty glass. And you get all my jokes as we're walking down Fair Oaks, yeah. And I just can't believe that I met you in Pasadena. On the couch at your apartment, talked about the universe. We sang a song about belonging. Oh yeah, everybody knew the words. Oh, I made a friend in Pasadena. We're passing old bus stops and all the little antique shops, yeah. My past behind the dusty glass. And you get all my jokes as we're walking down Fair Oaks, yeah. And I just can't believe that I met you in Pasadena. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pasadena, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pasadena, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pasadena, we're passing old bus stops and all the little antique shops, yeah. My past behind the dusty glass. Oh, and you get all my jokes as we're walking down Fair Oaks, yeah. And I just can't believe that. No, I'll always be around to dance to the rhythm of this old town, yeah. And now I'm so glad that I took a train to Pasadena.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show. You're doing good out there. It's Friday morning here in Australia, Thursday for the rest of you, and I'm very excited to finally have Summer on the show. If you don't know, right, I've got a show here on the channel called Unearthed, where each and every week I go out and try and find really cool music that I think you should be listening to. And she was one of the artists I unearthed. I accidentally, like a lot of the stuff, because I changed my algorithm and she popped up in my feed and I was like, who is this? What is this? What's going on? And I fell down the Summer Woods rabbit hole and just could not get enough of all of her music. And now she's here with us today. So very exciting times. Thank you all for joining us. We do a roll call in about 20 minutes time to let Everybody get in, get their butts planted in those juicy seats. And I get a chance now to tell you a little bit about today's sponsor, which is, of course, DistroKid. You can release your music through DistroKid for the incredibly low price of $24.99 annually. But if you sign up with that code up the top there, distrokid.com/VIP/Jade Starr, you will get 7% off your first year. And what do you get for the stuff? For $24.99, well, you get an artist name. One artist to release music. Unlimited songs, albums, unlimited lyrics. You get a Spotify check mark. You can create royalty splits if you've got people you're doing music with. Heaps of tools to promote yourself. And you can even do it all from your iOS or Android device with a free app that they release. There's 2 other tiers, the Musicians Plus, where you get 2 artists and a whole bunch more cool things. Or you can be a crazy person like me and have the ultimate plan for $89.99 because I have 6 bands, way too many, and nobody should have that many bands. You should release your music through DistroKid like I have been doing for well before they started sponsoring me. And it's just an absolute privilege that they continue to sponsor me. So you know what I'm going to say, DistroKid, if you're watching this. You know I'm going to do it. I know it's creepy, but I don't care. I love you, DistroKid. And enough of that. So let's get down to it. Summer Woods, an incredible artist. Not only is her recorded music fantastic, her video clips just really quirky and clever and well thought out and different from each other. There's obviously a lot of thought that has gone into her whole package. We'll talk about her website later on as well too, which is just one of the most nicest websites I've been able to peruse. She does live streams on YouTube as well. And she had me, I found her music and then she had me already there. And then I watched her do a Tool cover on acoustic guitar. And I was like, well, marry me. No, that's ridiculous. And you wouldn't say a thing like that because these days you get in trouble for things like that. But let's bring her on. Enough of my chit chat. We can find out all about her and her fantastic music. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, tables and chairs, pull down. Let's do the applause. It is Summer Woods. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Now, we were supposed to have you on a couple of weeks ago. Shit didn't happen. Now, you know, when it didn't go down, my brain here in Australia goes, oh, man, how can you not work out the time? And then I forget, right? I have 6 clocks across my screen. I'm a weirdo because I have to do this every day and look at all the times. I forget that people don't look at time zones as much as what I do. So I'm so glad you're able to come back on, yeah?
I'm so glad too. Yes. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So let's get straight to it. And I hit you with the big question that I hit everybody with and put the camera right on you. Summer, what does music mean to you?
Wow. I think it's just one of those things in life that's so mysterious that we can't explain. It's kind of like love, where you just, it does something magical to you, but you can't even, it's like the closest thing we have to magic. I think even Dumbledore says that at one point in Harry Potter. He's like, the music is the closest thing we have to magic. And, it's kind of true of like crazy ethereal things like love and just art in general. I'm also a big like movie fan. I love paintings. I love experiencing all kinds of art. And it's magic. That's what it is.
I agree 100%. And you said something in there. You can't explain it. It's like when I go and look for music, sometimes I can just listen to the first 20 seconds and go, nah. But I will skip just a little bit more, like a minute in, just to make sure, right? Because sometimes an intro can be, but it's those moments with songs when you hear them and you get those goosebumps, or it just all of a sudden it breaks you down and you can't explain why.
Exactly, yeah.
It's what keeps me coming back to music. There was an artist I found doing this show called Black Shape, and I haven't had one of those moments since I think Muse. That's a long time ago. Since the first time I heard Muse, and I heard this band Black Shape recently, and holy fuck, I just burst into tears, goosebumps all at the same time, and was like, And then for the next 2 weeks, I was just obsessed with everything they've ever done. Right? So
Wow.
it's hard to explain that.
For real, yeah.
With music, have you had any moments in your life where either been down or up, where you've heard a song and it's impacted you in a way that's either dug you out of a hole or excelled or helped you move forward, or a moment where you've heard a song and it's pivoted your direction in life?
I mean, it's kind of hard to think of something on the spot. Like I get amnesia about my own life. Like my best friend will be like, "Remember when we did this and this and this?" And I'll be like, "No." Probably, but it's not like coming to me at the moment. I'm sure it has. Um, I mean, in general, just for me, it usually happens at like unexpected moments where I'll just be like, suddenly I'll get into a thing like, like you said with Black Shape, just like, I'm not even expecting it or trying to get out of a hole or anything. It's just kind of, yeah. Uh, Sometimes I use it to like match my mood, like especially if I'm in like a really low place or something. I just like listen to Radiohead or something because it matches that wavelength for me, and sometimes that's more important to me, just to have that like catharsis of whatever I'm feeling. When I'm sad, sometimes listening to happy music doesn't do anything, and I'm like, nah, I need sad music.
Yeah, my dad used to say to me, "Why do you listen to such sad music when you're down?"
Mhm.
And it's like, my dad hates music. So
Really?
it was never easy to explain that to him, because it's like, dude,
Yeah.
you hate music. Why are you even asking this question? You listen to
Uh-huh.
horse racing.
Yeah.
Do you recall, speaking of being a kid, the music that was played in your family household, be it extended family or immediate family? Who were some of those artists that your brothers, sisters, parents played, and have they impacted you? Who were they?
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's been kind of a wide range, which could be why I'm into such a wide range of stuff. Uh, yeah, like the earliest thing I can remember, kind of like we would often listen to the whatever was on the pop radio in like mid 2000s. So I was hearing a lot of like, I don't know, just whatever was on the pop radio in the mid 2000s, which, if I may say, has some amazing, amazing songs. Like, you got, I don't know, Neptune's production, and you got A Thousand Miles by Vanessa Carlton, and you got, just some great pop in there, and Beyonce, and just, I don't know. And I don't know, random what do we even call bands like and Godsmack and that kind of thing? What do you even call that?
Industrial, maybe? I don't know.
Industrial. Like I remember hearing some of that stuff, like even as a kid, like who does that song Crawling in My Skin?
I don't know. Yeah, it's
I think
weird.
it's Linkin Park. I don't know.
See,
But yeah,
it's
wide variety.
it's weird for me, right? The 2000s for me was a dark time.
Really,
And
really.
I guess it's different for every generation, right? Because I'm much older than you. I'm a 70s born kid, so I saw disco and all that, and then I saw the whole 80s and excess and feather boas, and everybody was gay and it was cool. And then like the 90s was this huge heroin come down or something, and everybody was angry. And then the 2000s, I always look at it. I always compare the eras, the decades, to drug use. And then the 2000s was like designer drugs, and I don't remember anything. So,
Mm.
not,
Are you saying you were
no, no, not because I
that's why
was.
you remember?
And with Linkin Park, see, this is the thing, right? Because I'm a metalhead, I'm a purist. When Linkin Park came out, I just couldn't get into nu metal. I just,
Oh, new metal. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
yeah, couldn't understand the soft, gentle moments of these singers, and then this rah rah rah. Because like to me, death metal was always just rah rah rah, full stop, and there's no
There's no
reflection.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck reflection. It's about throwing chairs up and punching everything, right? I guess every year is completely different. You remember different things. It's fascinating. What I do think now is what I'm finding with all the music now is it really feels like at the moment in this decade we're in, those last 5 decades have really smushed together, and it's really hard to pinpoint a lot of genres anymore because
Yeah.
I'll listen to something and go, oh, this is that. And then the chorus hits in, I'm like, oh no, it's something completely different. It's total metal now. So
Yeah.
I love that because I love the melding of styles.
Same. Yeah.
Do you remember the first album that did you buy CDs?
It was to
Close.
me, I mean, in that time, I mean, we didn't really need to. We just had like iPods, whatever. But when I started like getting into music, my own finding the stuff that I like rather than just what was on the radio or what, my family listened to, that's when I started being like, okay, I want the CD. I want, to see what's on the piece of paper and I want to like hang this up on my wall and all that stuff that was more when I was a teenager. And I could tell you, I mean, I think the first one I got was Odelay by Beck.
Oh, what a good album to get.
Mhm.
And it stood the test of time, really has.
Yeah.
It's funny, hearing you say that because I forget, I do watch a lot of YouTube and see that there's a lot of like these mini documentaries now on how there's a few generations now who haven't grown up with vinyl, haven't grown up with CDs, and everything's just directly on Spotify. I couldn't imagine that because what I'm getting to is, have you released your music on a CD or vinyl?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I can even grab them if you want to see it. I think the wrapping's pretty cool.
Absolutely, because I'm interested to know what your feelings were when you first got them in the box. And
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of like a Debbie Downer, but at the moment I got it. I mean, also I'm like a super like moody hormonal person sometimes, so I got it and I was like, God, this took so long. Why did this take so long? Blah, 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 blah. When I should have just been like, this is awesome. This is amazing. That wasn't the first, that was just my first full-length album on CD.
Yeah.
That was like a bit of a milestone, but I had done CDs before in the past. Some of them I burned, on a freaking HP laptop at home. Yeah, so I've been doing it on and off a little bit, like here and there DIY, just with EPs and stuff. But yeah, I recently did my first like official full-length album on vinyl and CD and even cassette tape, if you can believe it.
Good.
Yeah.
Cassettes are good. Hey, I feel bad for a lot of people who do get into cassettes and don't understand how to use a pen to spool them beforehand. Because
I don't even.
It's a necessity, right? Or your tapes will get chewed up. You got to put the pen in, just tighten it up a little bit, or it comes out completely chewed. And I lost so many tapes that way. But without cassettes, like I wouldn't have all the music I had in my life. Because back in the day, when I was a kid, we all had double tape cassette recorders, so you could tape from one cassette to the other, and you just taped everything from the radio, right?
Yeah.
So,
I even did that as a kid with the little like digital tape recorder. That's what you got to do.
Piracy was running wild back then. Absolutely,
Yep.
100%. So do you remember maybe a gift somebody gave you of music, an album? And because I got a gift from my dad once from a Christmas, and he thought he'd like try and get involved in the heavy metal thing. And unfortunately, he gave me a Poison album. And
you were like, no.
And he's like, I think you'll like these girls on the front of the album cover. I was like,
Exactly.
yeah, Dad.
Oh boy.
Nothing like that for you?
No, I just think it's the nature of just how streaming has been through my whole life. Just you don't really need it. You just kind of search it up. Or if someone wants to tell you about an album, they just kind of send you a link. And if I have received a vinyl or CD, I mean, it's usually just been because I already liked the album from hearing it online. Like, I got a gift from an ex of mine, which was Wasteland Baby by Hozier on vinyl, which is just like one of my top 10 favorite albums. So I was extremely happy and it's still hanging on my wall.
Another great album. You have a lot of really good taste in music and really varied.
Yes, yeah, pretty random.
So let's talk a little bit about your skills, because you have many of them. And it was interesting when I first heard your voice. I think I'm a sucker for a very unique voice, and you've got quite a deep voice but still you have a nice range, a really good range as well too. But there's this undescribable raspiness to it that I just fell in love with straight away. So did you have singing lessons or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, you get the standard like recorder lessons in elementary school, and then
I
I
love it.
played trombone in a band in elementary school for like 2 weeks. I don't even know how long I played that. I don't know what happened there. So I played trombone in school. I trying to think of what we even did. I was in a choir class in high school, which is not really like how to sing in general. It was more like how to sing in a choir. But I do think that that might have, honed my skills a little bit. And then in college, I had a couple vocal classes that they were more like most of these classes were like group singing classes. So I never really had more of a solo direction thing. That's just more of something that just kind of happened. I just, came out of me the more songs I sang.
I also love that you jumped the gun, because one of the questions I ask everybody is, were you forced to learn the recorder? I think it's a universal passage for all of us.
Yeah. Does it happen in Australia too? And just all
Yes.
kinds of places? Interesting. Yeah.
It's I think probably 3 people out of the over 200 people I've interviewed
Uh-huh.
weren't. So
Really?
it's amazing. Who would have thought that the one consistent around the world for school education and music is here. Take this thing you're probably never going to play again for the rest of your life.
But you know what's crazy? I have it right there in my closet. I
Yes!
play it every so often when I want to do the Titanic shitty flute. I just take it out and go. I still play it every so often. It's just like, if you want a little flute, there you go.
What about instruments? So did you pick up? What instrument did you pick up? Did you ask for one? Did your parents buy you one? What was your first guitar? Give us the story.
You want the scoop?
The scoop. I'm down.
It's interesting. It's kind of a mixture of parental and maternal influences because my mom had a guitar and my dad is a keyboardist. And so my mom just had a guitar and I was like, little kid, I was, can I play this? And then like pluck the strings and not even play it right. But then one time she was like, here's how you play E minor. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then my dad like brought me to the piano one day and he's like, here's how you play a C chord. This is how you play C sus4 or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then eventually, like, I really love video games and video game music still. So that's kind of how I got started. I was just, playing games and I'm like, this is such a cool song. What if I figured out how to play it on this and then strum this chord and then learn a C chord on the guitar? And it just kind of spiraled from there.
I love that. I love that. So, were there any other private lessons you had, like, or did your family continue to help you with developing the guitar even more? A nice chord to start with, E minor as well.
E minor's good, yeah. That's probably helped me with a lot of the minor key rock and roll that I do.
Yeah, right.
Rock and roll is not the right term. More like, I don't know, metal and like you said, industrial. I don't know. But what was the question? I was thinking about doing stuff.
I don't know. What about your first? Your first guitar? Did you go out and buy one? Did your parents get one for you? Do you remember it? Do you still have it?
No, unfortunately. I was just playing my mom's guitar for a long time. Like in high school, I just played that old thing. It was like might have even been a Taylor. It was just a pretty like old beat up Taylor. Um, and then. Was it high school? I think like late high school or college, I got like a nice Hellcat. It was a great guitar, awesome. But unfortunately, you could probably already tell I'm a bit of a scatterbrain. I left it on a goddamn train in Pasadena. So I'm sure someone in Pasadena right now has that nice guitar, and now I have a Taylor again. So I had to buy a new one. Yeah.
You say you're a little bit of a scatterbrain. I watched one of your live streams. This was a couple of weeks ago, and you're at home. I think you're at home, and you're playing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you ended the stream, and the camera went black, and I was sitting there going, the stream hasn't ended. And a whole bunch of us were all still sitting there. And then all of a sudden you came back on the screen and you were walking outside. Do you remember?
Oh, no. No, really? Because, like, I'm scared, like, if I'm at the end of the stream, I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to take the damn phone in the bathroom. And
you ended the stream not long after. You're outside and you're like, oh, I got to end the stream. And it was like,
yeah, I'm sure that happens all the time without me realizing.
it was awesome. I love that kind of stuff, right? Because that's the thing, right? Back in the good old days, not the good old days, but, you know, we didn't have access to artists like we do today. And you would have to rely on interviews like this kind of thing. And you only get like what the artist is willing to tell you. In an interview, you can pre-package things. And even if it's a pre-recorded thing, things can be edited out. But when you're streaming like this live, you know, there's no hiding shit, right? And people find out who you are.
Yeah.
Even though yesterday I was doing a stream and I was showing something on the screen, and I was showing how to use Grok to generate like an image. I'm making a video clip, and some of the images it brought up, some of the characters had no bras on. And I was scrolling and it went on the screen, and I'm like, oh shit, right.
This was live?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I'm just waiting for my channel to get shut down, so.
Oh no.
What are you going to do? Let's play another song. We're going to play Shaken, and once we play it, we'll come back and talk about what's involved in it, what it's about. We'll do all that. So, folks who are here, grab your ankles, relax, whatever you're drinking. Let's check this out. This is Shaken by Summer Woods. Let's Oge, baby.
Starts in the evening. It's a dance where you spin off in twos. I'm sitting here just tapping a foot and wondering what I got to lose. Watching you watch the dance from the sidelines. My heart's aching cause we both know the tune. It's hard to tell if you brought a partner. She could be in the ladies' room. I feel like a fool, shaking in my shoes, but it's cool. Yeah, cause I'll be shaking, shaking till I'm shaking to the rhythm with you. Shaking, shaking now. Shaking, shaking. It's a dream that you have in the morning. A secret bubble of time just for you. This stuff's so easy for me when I'm sleeping, but not as I walk up to you. Keep reading signs and getting excited, although I know I'm probably wrong. I'm sneaking peeks at hearts on your phone screen, hoping that they're for your mom. And I feel like a fool, shaking in my shoes, but it's cool. Yeah, cause I'll be shaking, shaking till I'm shaking to the rhythm of you. with you.
It's the third time I've seen that clip, and every time I laugh at the end. Oh dear. Beautiful song, and the video clip. There's something about your production. It's very you. Like there's so much. I say this many times. There's some people I come across as artists, and I think about them. I put them in the box that when I was at school, there was always this kid who was just so quirky and cool, and they just did nothing to, like, it wasn't a thing that they did. They just were that. But people picked on them and stuff, right? But to me, I always looked at them and went, I want to be that cool. That's what you've got, right? And when your video clips and the way you put them together, and just it shows too. Like there's a lot of people putting out video clips these days where they're just, I don't know, using stock footage for everything, and it's kind of a bit. I want to see that. I want to see you sitting there patting a cat. I want to see that scene of you all in the playground, and there's multiple ones. There's a lot of work going into that.
Yeah.
How long does it take for something like that video clip to put together? And do you do all that yourself?
I did, yeah. I mean, that video was a unique case because it was actually for a music video creation class in my college when I was getting my songwriting and composition degree. They had a music video class where they're just like, hey, we're gonna teach you how to use DaVinci Resolve, which is the awesome free video editing program, which I still use. And they're like, so go make a music video in DaVinci Resolve, bring it back, and we're gonna grade you. And they had like no rules or anything, so I was like, let's go crazy. The inspiration for that was the YouTube channel Red Letter Media. If any of y'all are familiar.
My favorite YouTube channel of all time.
Amazing. So this was completely inspired by their Wheel of the Worst segments where they just find old VHS tapes on like how to do this, how to do that, and like this super weird niche VHS how-to videos. That's what it's based on. Some of them based on extremely specific things that they watched, like this one thing called Energy in Me, which had people dancing in t-shirts in a park going like this and like worshiping the sun. And I was like, we got to do that. We got to get everybody out here in sunglasses and do that exact thing. So it's all based on very specific stuff. And I think that took like, I don't even remember because it was like 7 years ago now, but that was maybe a month, something like that.
It's a really cool clip, and Red Letter Media are just amazing. Space Cop is one of the greatest films of all time.
Yes, it is.
It's so ridiculous, and I think they are I think what's interesting about them as a YouTube channel, and you either get it or you don't, and it's those uncomfortable moments that they do so well. And you know, to create uncomfortable moments is a fucking skill.
Yes, because it kind of. I sometimes think like some of the best stuff is stuff that polarizes people. Where, like you said, you get it or you don't. Like some of those things are like my favorite things in the world. Stuff that other people are like, I don't get that. That's awkward. That's weird. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's the best. As opposed to stuff that's trying to please everybody, you know?
Absolutely. And they certainly don't please people too, because they talk from the hip. Like they say, this is where the industry is going. It's dog shit, but they do it in a way which makes, I don't know, it makes them look vulnerable, but at the same time, so there's so much. They're such deep characters. Well, they're not characters. They're real people. But even though they have characters within their it's such a good channel. If you're not subscribed to Red Letter Media, then you really should be. It'll help you understand just how dire some of the things in the movie industry really are right now.
Exactly.
All right. Now, we talked about school earlier. Oh, I should say hello to people in the chat. I haven't done that. Let's do some call outs. Leela, hello. Lewis, g'day. Dan Eckberg, hello. Thank you, Thomas, for dropping links to all of Summer's stuff. And Red Letter Media. Thomas is the best moderator of all time. Forrest of the Wolf, g'day. I saw Hugh Caldwell, Tremor Bear, Joe Glenn. Who else do I see? I saw Heathen Granny, who loves video games, so she's very excited when you talk video games. Tristan Green, g'day, Brad Example. I know Russ is watching. Sonic Vibe, hello to you. Anyone else I can see as I scroll back up the list of people? If I've missed you, I'll come back. Just if I have missed you, type something in the chat and I'll give you a shout out. Now, music education, you have a bachelor's, is this correct?
This is correct.
How was that experience, like education, like getting that? What does that entitle you to say you are as a musician?
Almost nothing in this day and age. I mean, for me, like the most valuable stuff was just the knowledge itself and the people that I met, you know, because you actually learn things, which is crazy. Like, you don't just do it so that you have a piece of paper to hand people. Literally, no one cares about the piece of paper. The only person who cares about what I know is me. So, like, you know, I'm just using what I learned to my advantage. And some of it was self-taught, some of it was school-taught. But to me, almost even more valuable was just the network of people that I met.
Yeah, oh, absolutely true. It's some of the I did the same. We don't call it a bachelor's here in Australia, but I've done the same with the Victorian Music College of Arts, and yeah, it was the people, it was the experience of some of the teachers there who had, like, you know, one of my teachers had done session bass for James Brown back in the day, and just to have that person's knowledge is like,
yeah,
fuck me, that is. You don't even need to open your mouth. I already worship you. That is amazing, right? And some of those musicians that you get inspired from and meet up, but also now you weren't born in California. Is this correct?
No, I was.
Oh, you were. So
believe it or not, I was born right here in this house on the ground. Not even in a hospital.
All right, walk us through that whole experience.
Well, first it was very dark, and then I suddenly saw bright light, and then I came out and I was like, whoa, I'm alive.
Hey! That's a good memory. No, so that's your childhood home that you're still in?
I'm still in, yeah.
Nice. Does that help with, I don't know, I would love to go back to my childhood house.
Yeah.
So much good stuff happened there. And so much bad stuff in other houses that I've owned. But breaking into the music industry in California, I've been to America myself, lived there for 2 years. I lived in Minneapolis and got to do some touring there with some bands. And I love the whole experience, right? America is just, I think it's a beautiful place. And the people and the artists I performed with, and just getting in a van and driving from Minneapolis down to the middle of America and Chicago and all that was so exciting. But what's it like, you know, being brought up there and trying to break into the industry in California? Because it's a lot of musicians, a lot of actors. And is it hard? And how do you, like, weave your way through as Summer Woods?
Well, for me, my strong suit has just been the internet. I for some reason, I don't know. For some reason, like, when people are fans of me, they're more often in a place where they can't even see me live, you know? So when I do a live show, you know, I appreciate the people who do come, but it's really not a lot of people. So, you know, it's like, I guess it's just not my strength, you know, or just people who live further away from me are the ones who like me. So I'm just kind of like, let's just go all in on the internet. It doesn't matter if you're from America, California, you don't even have to live near me, but, you know, those same people can support me. And, you know, that's where I find my success, at least. And I'm very thankful for the internet for connecting us from very long distances.
Because you stream some of your gigs live onto YouTube as well, don't you?
I try to do all of them, yeah, if I can.
I always think when I'm watching people do that, how, like, even me just doing this, I find it incredibly full on to multitask and switch cameras and have things queued up and still stay focused and listening to what you're saying, doing all that. How hard is it to engage with the audience that are there and have it not look like you've got this secret little posse of people down here that you're talking to.
Ah, I just try to do it as subtly as possible. I mean, I
Right.
have a little cable thing called an iRig,
Yep.
which it goes directly into my iPhone from the music I'm record and not record. Well, I guess I am recording. I don't even know how it works. My dad helps me set up this stuff. He knows the signal flow. So it comes out of my mic, comes out of my guitar into one cable, goes into my phone. But there's a splitter, so it goes into my phone and it goes into the amp. So sometimes if I want to talk to the live stream and no one's really like around me, I just turn off the amp and I'm like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Hit that like button." But if I said like something weird like that, like into the mic, people would be like, "What? Like button?" You know?
Do you think anybody realizes in the live audience that you're like doing it? Do you tell them?
Sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I feel a little awkward saying it because I don't want them to feel like I'm ignoring them for other people. But sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, I live stream my gigs. I'm actually streaming this one right now, so you can watch me on the phone as you watch me in person. You can get twice the summer for the same price." Um, but sometimes I just forget to mention it. I don't know, and it seems kind of irrelevant sometimes. So I just play the gig normally. I don't know. It depends on the venue or how receptive the crowd seems.
Yeah, I love that you do that because it always feels like we're getting. It feels like you're getting a different stream than what everyone else is getting because it's a different angle. Like this is how my
Hmm.
stupid brain works anyway. It's like much more intimate. Like, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's like at a gig you've got people talking sometimes, but at least everybody who's watching you on screen is watching
exactly. Yeah,
every goddamn move you're making.
yeah, yeah. Like, because in person, normally I'm playing at like a brewery or a restaurant or something, and people are like often not even there for me. They're just there to get a beer, and I'm kind of like there incidentally. So the live stream is almost like I don't know. I feel bad saying they're kind of like the main audience, but they're the ones who are actually there for me and only me, so they're the ones like making more requests and kind of talking to me as if they know me. I mean, they do know me because that's how we talk through this streams and stuff. But the people at the brewery, maybe two or three of them might know me, as opposed to the. So for me, this like the internet has been much more valuable than like in-person shows and whatnot.
When I moved to America, I really I it wasn't a thing here in Australia to play it. We had microbreweries kind of happening, but it really hadn't kicked off like it had in America. And I was blown away by how many great gigs I went to microbreweries. And I think I went to more gigs at microbreweries than anywhere else in Minneapolis because I don't know, it's a different vibe. Like even when you go to a pub,
Mm.
um, it's a lot louder. It just feels like I don't know, dingier, where a microbrewery seems nicer and brighter and not so seedy. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, yeah, totally.
And when I got back here, I noticed they were everywhere, and I was like, "Oh man, thank God!" Because I saw some wicked bands in the US at microbreweries, and there's a few I saw which I can't remember either. Obviously, because microbreweries.
Yeah, because microbreweries.
Now, you do an amazing amount of unique covers. It was one of the things when I saw you playing live, I was like, no, and I saw people in the chat going, play some Tool. I'm like, really? And is this the thing? And then you played Stinkfist, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best. This is so what? And you do, and I know Pete Johns is here. Hello, Pete Johns is in the chat. He's following this show today. I'll dump everybody over there after this. You play Weird Al Yankovic, one of Pete's favorite artists.
Oh, awesome.
What determines the songs that you're going to play? Like obviously, like some of those artists are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Is this just for your enjoyment?
Um, I mean, you mean when I'm in front of, I mean, because it really depends on the gig. If I'm at a brewery, I just kind of look through my set list of usual stuff that I play and I'm scrolling through. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. Or I'll just start with the first one on the list and I'll just get the ball rolling. And then usually for the rest of the time, I'm just taking requests. I'm just like, I got a cue going, so I don't even have to think about the next one. I'm just like, okay, I'll do that one, that one, that one, that one. Cool, cool, cool. And but like I also play at like a nursing home, so for that I just have a set list of songs like that are from the 50s and 40s, and I'm just like, okay, we're doing that. It's kind of I can't play Tool there because I think their heads would explode. So like, it really depends on the gig.
All right, that was one of well, when I heard that you do that, that bumped you up so high on my list of admiration because these are really important things to do. I know one of our friends of the channel, Chris Lane Senior, he goes and performs at animal shelters for animals.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
like they do this. I didn't know they did this kind of thing, which makes sense, right? Because hey, anything soothing like that, especially for animals in a environment which is pretty damn shit,
Yeah.
to have some kind of frequency coming in that's nice. And it's the
Mhm.
same like for I think any kind of volunteer. Do you volunteer to do that, or is it a paid gig, or what's the deal?
It is a paid gig, yeah, but
That
it's
must be
also
so awesome. Like, because a lot of, let's face it, a lot of people in elderly people homes and all this kind of stuff are just neglected, not by the homes. I'm saying families
yeah,
have dumped them. They're too hard. There's so many variables. Yeah.
yeah.
What's some of the reactions you get? Has there been anything like funny that's come out of one of your performances at one of those venues?
Oh man. Well, it just warms my heart when people say, we love it all. We love everything you play. Thank you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, thank you." And I ask them, just anything you want to hear, any like artists that you like, certain songs you like, and they're like, "We don't even care. We love it all. We love it."
Oh,
I'm like, "Okay, good, good."
I would expect they think you're absolutely adorable.
Oh well, that's not for me to say, but maybe they do. Maybe they do.
I don't know. I have this, hello, dear. I think you're wonderful.
Little whippersnapper. The
I,
one like go ahead, go ahead.
no, your floor.
It was just I'm trying to think of like something funny that happened. Like I think I got vaguely accused of stealing. Like
What?
I was about to leave like last month. I was about to go home, and I'm just like I walk in with my little tiny like wallet fanny pack thing, and that's all I have in my iPad, and then I just play and then I leave. And then this old woman comes up to me and she goes, "Come over here. I need to have a private conversation with you." And
Oh
I'm like,
shit.
and she's like, My wallet was right here, and now it's gone. And now you're leaving. And like gave me a suspicious look, and I'm like, this is everything I have, right? I didn't steal anything. But then I don't even think she was accusing me of stealing. She was just like telling me to watch out. She was like, in a place like this, you need to watch out. You need to keep an eye on your stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep an eye out for the other nonagenarians who might pull a fast one on me.
Who knew the action was so wild? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
keep your eyes peeled. So I'm assuming too, when you're doing a gig like that, even like at a brewery, you said like you have everything. So you use an iPad. I love that because this show is all about making music on iOS, right? That's my whole
Yeah.
focus here. And how how easy is it? Like, and you mentioned the iRig. IK Multimedia are a sponsor of this show, so I have covered pretty much. This wall behind me is pretty. Everything that's on there is IK Multimedia, right? How easy is it to use something like an iPad? How has that changed your life? And what do you use? Have you got a bunch of apps that you use to make the show easier?
Well, I pretty much all I do is use YouTube on my phone. So I use my phone for the live stream, just a regular, iPhone.
Yep.
And I go on YouTube, stream straight to there, and then I'm not even using an app or anything on my iPad. I'm just looking at photos that I have screenshotted of lyrics. And then sometimes I use the markup tool to just write A major over something, and like that is it. That is as low tech as it gets. And I use maybe you can even help me with this. I used Streamlabs recently and I could not figure out how to even see the super chats. Like maybe I just need to figure out how to, I would love to use Streamlabs, but I can't even figure it out. So I just stream straight to YouTube.
unfortunately, streaming with iOS devices is still one of the things that is completely not up to par. And it's amazing that nobody has really stepped up. Like, there's things like StreamYard, and even the StreamYard app, you can't actually like start your own stream on it. You can only join a stream, which baffles me. There's so much money to be made, and the StreamYard, I think everyone's just missing the boat, because like for me, an iPad, the first time I picked one up, Summer, I was just like, how? It's just a piece of glass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? And I stopped making music altogether on computers. I just do it all now on an iPad. And for ages, even when I was in America, everyone I met, I'd get introduced as, this is Jade from Australia. She makes music on an iPad, and everyone would do this like full on, what? Like, what's so weird about it? Like, I always feel like I got judged for it. Like, you're not a real musician then if you're just using an iPad. Like, fuck off.
I hate that.
Really?
I know. Like is Aphex Twin and Kraftwerk not real musicians?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's all ones and zeros. It's all the same chips. It's just a different format.
Yeah.
Yeah. But more people are coming around, and that's a good thing. Let's play another song. I'm going to play this time Gingerbread House. Tell us, Gingerbread House, what is it about?
Oh man, that's kind of this is one of my kind of complicated songs. I mean, the easiest way to explain it is just using nostalgia as a coping mechanism during the pandemic. That's what was going through my mind. And I was like, this is just so terrible right now. Remember when I was a kid? Remember when I was hanging out with my little cousins, and remember when Christmas was more merry, and remember this and that. And so that's kind of what it was about. I wish it's kind of like a wish for over the top nostalgia. Like, I wish it were Christmas every day, and I wish I could live in a gingerbread house every day. It's just kind of like an intentional tongue-in-cheek wish for like over the top goodness rather than over the top badness, if that makes any sense.
Sounds perfect. If that's what it's about, that's what it's about. So, folks, grab your ankles. Let's play it. This is Summer Woods and Gingerbread House. It's Oge.
When you're on the road in the silent morning, do you ever wish the earth would fall away and the car would just keep going? I think I grew up today all at once. I blink and then I ain't the same, 'cause you're still just that kid I knew. Each time I dream of you, it's true. It's the last that I've seen of you. I'm playing hide and seek every night. Brother, come home to me. Patch up the pieces of my past, put them all together in a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house. Hooray, it's Christmas every day. Live with me forever in a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house. When the wind is high, almost like you're underwater. Don't you wanna let your feet get swept away to wherever the summer leaves wander? And what if I see you today? 'Cause you might be here smiling on this crowded train. But don't be weird, says my mind, but I don't work like that. I find your colors are happiness. I'm playing hide and seek every night. Honey, just leave me be. Patch up the pieces of my past, put them all together in a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house. Hooray, it's Christmas every day. Live with me forever in a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house. Yeah. A dream's the only place where I can see ya. I've got a pillow like a phone receiver. Patch up the pieces of my past, put them all together in a gingerbread house. Yeah. Patch up the pieces of my past, put them all together, yeah, in a gingerbread house. Hooray, it's Christmas every day, live with me forever, yeah, in a gingerbread house.
Now, it seems like that was a really good excuse to make a gingerbread house
Yeah,
and
yep,
then
it was.
smash the fuck out of it.
It was.
Is that enjoyable with the hammer?
Yeah, in ways. I was a bit upset with the videographer because I don't even care if I mean I don't even know if he will care that I'm bashing him, but I just hired some videographer. I didn't even know him, and he was filming me in this like garage rentable filming space, and I was like, "Are you filming? Are you filming?" And he's like, "Yeah, ready." Okay, you sure you're filming? He's like, "Yeah, here we go." And it was the shot of the house, and I had the hammer, and it was the
No.
house getting crushed, and then he was like, "I'm so sorry, I wasn't filming." So he never ever had the shot of the house getting smashed. So we had to just like do it in post, film me doing this and then show the aftermath, and then literally what he did was stand under the table, and I'm like, okay, when I bring the hammer down, just like throw pieces up. So I he went like
Oh,
that, and then he threw
fuck.
pieces at the same time. So I figured out how to like squeak around it. I was still mad that day because I was like, "Ah, I wanted that shot," but I think I made it work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're watching this, man, I hope you learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah. And then I never saw that videographer again.
Yeah. Man, missing the money shot. Wow, that is just not good. Not good. Hey, look, it still came out good. I would not have this is the thing, right? As artists, so many things go wrong, and to us, like I'm sure, have you experienced this? You release a song, there's a part in it that you're never quite happy with, it didn't turn out right, and people listen to it in a group, you say at a party or something like that. And I used to always hear that bit coming up and would for some reason go, "Hey everybody," and then talk over it like I was covering it.
Yeah. I think that's part of the George Lucas effect where like you listen to your old stuff and you're like, "Ah, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna make a new
Yeah.
version of it. I'm gonna make the special edition." And then you just gotta fight that urge, I guess.
See, because
Because
I would
yeah,
never have known that about the video clip, right?
yeah.
It's
Right.
yeah.
No, no.
I need to do an ad. We'll do our ad right now. So let's hear, folks, from our sponsor, which is DistroKid. Let's do it right now. This presentation is proudly sponsored by DistroKid. Introducing DistroKid, your ultimate music distribution solution. For just $29.99 a year, DistroKid empowers you to release unlimited tracks on all major music platforms worldwide, including Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, and so many more. Plus, use my link distrokid.com/VIP/JadeStarr and get 7% off your first year. You'll also keep 100% of your royalties and gain access to valuable tools like instant verification on Spotify and detailed revenue analytics. Don't let your music go unheard. Join DistroKid today and take your music career to the next level. Thank you, DistroKid, for sponsoring today's presentation. Yay! Thank you, DistroKid. I love you, DistroKid. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Really couldn't do it without you and your tools and all the stuff that you do just to allow me, myself, to release music. And I hear on the grapevine, Summer, that you release your music through DistroKid as well. How long have you been doing that? And is it easy? Does it make it easy for you? Oops, got you. I've lost your sound.
Absolutely, yeah. They have so many nice features. I mean, you even get on Shazam. Like, I feel like that's pretty important. Like if you're hearing my song on some, I don't know, like podcast or radio show or even in a store, like literally anything. Anyone can just Shazam it. That's super convenient.
Your sound has dropped out. It's cut right down for some reason. I don't know where your volume has gone. Let me check on Zoom.
Oh, I think it was my bad.
Ah, there you
My
are.
fault.
Sorry, can you say that? We couldn't hear you.
Oh, good. I was yeah, I was just saying like they're super affordable. It's like no brainer. They have all these cool features like you can get on Shazam if you hear your music or if someone hears your music in like any public place, you got Shazam. People can find you right away. Like they have this thing called social phone, which I used for a while. Like you can just message all your fans through a text message. Like they have all kinds of like super convenient features. You keep track of your royalties. It's like I didn't even know this was going to be DistroKid sponsored, and I'm here for it.
We said that before the show. Like, I don't go out and seek artists who, necessarily use DistroKid, but it just turns out like so many people do because they are leading the market share at the moment. They are probably the most popular one because affordability as well. And, it is those tools. I think a lot of people too who use DistroKid don't realize just how many little tools there are in there that can help you get to a larger audience. Because a lot of people just release it, put it out. And I think there's a mentality with a lot of people to just release it and then sit back and go, my music's so good, everyone's just going to come to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always work like that, right?
No, yeah, you got to keep pushing it.
Now, you've been streaming on YouTube for 12, I don't know about streaming, but you've been on YouTube at what, 12 years?
Yeah.
Have you been streaming that whole time or not?
No. I streamed more often on like I used to like never stream because I just put music out. It didn't even like cross my mind for most of the time I was on YouTube. And then I would stream on TikTok when I started like getting more serious about okay, I'm gonna put myself out there. I was not monetized on anything. And I was like, I'm just gonna stream on TikTok and gain new people. And that was good for me for a while because I would get random followers from out of the blue on TikTok. I wasn't even making any money. I was just putting myself out there. And then when I got monetized on YouTube, I mean, I was kind of like, sorry, TikTok, YouTube pays way better when it comes to monetization. And I feel like super chats are a way easier and better way for fans who want to support me to just like throw a tip up there without having to worry about like stones and like wondering how many cents a gemstone is. So like streaming on TikTok was great for like discovery, and streaming on YouTube is now better for like just like making a living.
I think that's definitely the way. Like, I complain all the time about this vertical streams and all this stuff, and TikTok and Instagram and even YouTube now with their shorts, how they're pushing more people to shorts. And I bitch about it all the fucking time. But at the end of the day, what's valuable about those shorts and those live streams to shorts as well is you are pulling in a lot of people and getting subs that you may not get. I agree. The gems and stuff, even Facebook does this with stars and shit. I'm like, stop trying to gamify it. Like, stop trying to put me in a poker machine, a gaming venue. Like, it's kind of the same thing with AI and Suno. When I have looked at it, sure, what an amazing technology. But it still feels like to me like a slot machine because you buy credits and you have to use credits to generate something, and then you don't always get what you want when it comes back to you. And so you got to put in more credits. Music's not that. Music's not a fucking game. It's this, right?
It is. It's magical, soul food, literally food for your soul.
So do you have, I'm one of your regular viewers when you stream. So are there, I can't remember. Do you have moderators in your chat?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad is one of them. He's kind of the, because like, if like people come on and they're like, they're like, how's it going, baby, or whatever. Other people will be like, her dad is on the chat, don't flirt with her, or whatever, and my dad's right there like, hey, how's it going? But no, I mean, he's not there to like, I don't know. He's just I'm really grateful for him because I literally can't comment while I'm streaming. I don't know, maybe it's just the YouTube app, or maybe you can do that on Streamlabs, but like when I'm streaming and I can't talk to the chat directly, I would love to be able to type a message, but I can't.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I have to just text my dad, "Can you tell the chat that I have to go in 5 minutes," or something like that, So he's kind of the main guy who's like taking care of all that stuff. And then a couple others are just like fans who are there for every stream. And my dad was like, "Why don't you make them mods too? Because they're always here, you might as well." So yeah. Uh yeah, I'm just really grateful for all those people keeping the trolls out because, Lord knows where there's a stream, there are trolls.
Yeah, and Hey Baby, Show Bob, and all that stuff.
Show Bob and Vigine.
It's interesting, right? So I grew up most of my life in a male world. I come out at 30 in transition, right? And the shit I saw after that, right? The amount of the way messages changed on social media from like, hey, how you going, to hey, dick pic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what is wrong? I'll never understand it. Is bizarre how people think that. I love that your dad's involved in it. I'm going to watch my P's and Q's now for it every time I'm in the chat because I don't want to fuck with your dad. But how cool to have
No, he's really chill. He's chill.
Yeah, that's so awesome to have your dad involved in your music. He obviously thinks you're a pretty good musician.
Yeah, yeah, and and he's amazing too. He just played a show last night in San Diego where he was a keyboardist for like a dad band. There's like I think six dads in this one band, and my dad is their keyboardist, and he's just like throwing leads on like Breakdown by Tom Petty. He's like he's one of those players where he can just throw a great keyboard lead on anything. So they're like, okay, we need you. And he's a good backup singer and everything. So he kind of gets what's going on whenever I'm on stage. And that's part of why he's like so valuable in the chat. Cause he's like, you need to turn up your guitar. You need to turn, we can't hear you and stuff like that, so he gets it.
That is one of the most valuable things to have, I think, for somebody on a live stream, because far too often people, who are fans, they may hear like the vocals are a bit louder, but they don't. They're enjoying. They're not meant to be your technician. Yeah. So sometimes you can go through if you've got nobody like that to go, hey, fix this, you can do a whole stream and then go back and listen to it and go, why the fuck did nobody tell me? What is wrong with everybody, right?
Yeah, or they don't want to be rude and they're just like, well, I can't, this kind of sounds like crap, but I don't want to offend her or whatever. But my dad will just be like, this sounds like crap. Fix this, it's not all distorted and, no, I'll just fix it.
Have you and your dad worked together and written music together and released anything?
Have we? I don't even think so. I mean, just like, oh wait, yes, we did. Because the dad band that my dad's in is called Whiskey and Rocks.
Oh,
and,
of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is. They got t-shirts and everything.
Wicked.
But they made us, or my dad was like, we need a theme song. Or wouldn't it be cool if we just had a song with the same title as our band, as bands sometimes do. And so he was like, I'm going to write a song called Whiskey and Rocks. And it's just about the band, and he's like, the chorus is like, it's not a perfect week until I'm sipping on some whiskey and rocks. And so I helped him produce that and I put it on YouTube and I did a guitar lead on it. And yeah, that was pretty fun.
Awesome. I would love to hear, so in a future release, because a song with you and your dad, maybe an acoustic thing together. Do you think that's a possibility? Do you guys actually play together at home?
Mm-hmm. We well, not really at home, more like when I'm out doing a gig. I mean, not only is my dad a good keyboard player, but he's also a cajonist. So he will get on that cajon and
sick.
And just he has to wear gloves though because he hits it so hard. He'll just be like and so yeah, he helps me like kind of fill out the sound when I'm playing live, and I think that would be a cool thing to put on YouTube. we'd have to align our schedules because I'm usually recording while he's working and like vice versa. So we'll just have to figure that out.
Well, let's play another song, and then I want to come back and find out how you record, how you put all this stuff together. Let's get into it. Let's play. I'm going to play Skyscrapers, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Let me just make sure. Multitask. First thing in the morning is always hard. I love this clip. I love this one. I love all your clips. I just, the one thing, you know, it's really hard with video clips, I think, to fall into a trap of them all being similar. And your video clips, I never, when I went through your whole catalog, I never knew what to expect. And everyone just was, I felt like I was at an art, just, you'll see what I mean by the buildings in this too. I just love it. I think it's awesome. Let's play it. This is Skyscrapers by Summer Woods. Oh, let's ode you, baby.
This city never felt like my own, like a stray that hunts the meaning of home. Some days all I want's a way to escape, like money slipping down an old grate. Hey, I can't tell you how many times people tell me don't get down and cry. Under my feet, wet sidewalks reflect the light. Look down and I was walking on the sky. I never wanted to say it, but skyscrapers are something I never got used to. And I'm at the ankles of greatness. Why can't I ever be that high? I'm frozen in this taxi ride life, silent as the city blurs by. I tried to keep up with that tempo, but it only sings a song I don't know. Ooh, I can't tell you how many times people tell me don't get down and cry. Oh, under my feet, wet sidewalks reflect the light. Look down and I was walking on the sky. I never wanted to say it, but skyscrapers are something I never got used to. And I'm at the ankles of greatness. Why can't I ever be that high? Yeah, yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I never wanted to say it, but skyscrapers are something I never got used to. And I'm at the ankles of greatness. Why can't I ever be that high? I never wanted to say it, ooh, but skyscrapers are something I never got used to. And I'm at the ankles of greatness. Why can't I ever be that high?
Forest of the Wolf says, there's a destructive line going on.
Starting to-
Do you like smashing things?
Apparently, I do. I never even thought about that. It's like I feel like I'm at therapy, like I'm having a breakthrough. Like, wow, I do like smashing things. Like, what does it say about my psyche.
Hulk smash, Hulk smash. Look, the vocal line in that is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. And clearly, you're a multi-instrumentalist, and not shit on either instrument. So which is a good thing, of course. I want to know about where you record. What's the process? So you put together. Are you a person who puts together a few songs or releases singles, or aims to release albums? Is it a mix? And where do you record? Is it studio? What's the deal?
I mean, I feel like my answer to a lot of this stuff is, well, it depends, but it
Sure.
depends on, I mean, for YouTube, it's just like the most bare bones. Like I just sit right there with the guitar and I record everything on one track. It's one mic, this mic that I'm talking into. That's it. That's all I do for YouTube. And then I kind of clean it up in Pro Tools. But if I'm doing something more involved, like my own music, like what you just heard, like Skyscrapers, that was recorded all over the place. Like I think I recorded the vocal at home, I think. And then I have a double threat manager and drummer, which is very convenient. So my manager, well, triple threat, manager, drummer, producer. His name is Dave Byer, and he has a studio where I, come and kind of finish everything up. So I recorded the vocals at home. We recorded, obviously he's on drums at that studio, and then we finished stuff at my other producer's studio. His name is Mitch, and he has his own studio. So we're just kind of traveling from studio to studio. And then when I got to the last one, we did this thing with the guitarist where we wanted something to kind of, this was not even my idea. I think this was Dave's idea. We wanted it to sound like something big, like you're kind of looking up and seeing the skyscrapers, and how do we express that musically? And Dave was like, what if we just had a slide guitar sliding up the neck? But we didn't have a slide in the room, so we got the guitarist, we literally a cup. He grabbed a cup off of the table and he
Classic
slid.
way.
Yep, just DIY. He played that in Mitch's studio and just went, and that's what you hear like a couple times during the song. That was recorded in the third studio. So there's like multiple places we go, but it's pretty much just my place, Dave's place, and Mitch's place.
We absolutely live in the future these days. I mean, we're talking about having everything on a piece of glass that you can take to a gig, and a little piece of plastic called an iRig. And like for me growing up, like to do an album, like when I was really young, my first album I recorded, we spent like $8,000 to go into a recording studio for like weeks. And what was shit about that, like the experience was amazing, right? I would never lose that experience because it helps you produce better as later on. But you're paying this amount of money, and if shit goes wrong, that's your allotted time. You're done and you're left with whatever. These days we can move around and everybody's got a studio, it seems.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that we are living in this day and age. For all the technology that is kind of drawing us apart and stuff like that, we have tools like this that can help us. I mean, the thing is too, you say you recorded that vocal at home. One of the things that stood out for me on that vocal in the track was how well it was, the compression on it was beautifully compressed to sit in the mix. It really pops. That's a really hard thing to do, right? That's, to me, that sounded like it came out of a high-end studio. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Mitch is the magic man. I don't even know what he does, but he has the plugins. He knows how to use them. I couldn't do that to save my life, so that's where I just kind of like, that's where I have to hand it off. That's the end of my skills. So yeah, I don't even take credit for that. And I just remembered that you asked about albums versus singles, and kind of what I want to do. I mean, the first album was just kind of I just like stumbled into it. Like I was like, I guess we're putting out what I already did as singles, and then we're putting it out into an album. But for this next one I'm working on, I want to be done with the whole thing and then just put out the singles as we go. So that's a plan coming up.
Yeah, look, it's a common practice these days. I think what's good about that, look, I'm an old school album kind of person. I don't have the time to do it anymore because of this takes up all my time. So I start projects and hardly ever finish them anymore. But I think a lot of people, because of this need to get something out, will do a song and then they record another song, but they're doing it over different periods, and they're not having the same template. So the songs all sound differently recorded. Does that make sense? So the production's different across them. And when you put them all together on an album, it sounds a little bit disjointed. So I still like the idea of producing all the songs together and then putting them all like that. That's the best way to go, definitely.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Nice.
It's gonna be cool.
Are you in the process of recording at the moment, like an album?
Mm-hmm. We're like, I have all the songs written. They're like 99% done, but I feel like that last 1% sometimes is the most annoying because we're gonna have a horn section on this album, and writing charts and doing sheet music is like not my strong suit. Like I went to school for it, but still it doesn't register in my brain, so I have to work extra hard on that. And still it's like this close to being done, but I just know it's gonna take forever because it's getting complicated. Yeah, I'm in the home stretch, but it's like the annoying stretch. But there is another album on the way.
It's at the bad haircut stage, right?
Yeah, you just gotta wait for it to grow out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about COVID before, and I normally have a question about COVID because it affected all of us in so many different ways. I call it the inconvenience because, for a time there on YouTube, we couldn't even say it. Like you get demonetized. It was so evil. But like my experience was, for me, it was a reset. I was able to start this channel. And our government here in Australia, they gave everybody money to stay home. And some people pissed it against the wall. And I built this studio out of it. It was probably one of the greatest things. Unfortunately, I had relatives who died, so that was really shit, which many people did. How did you cope during that period of time as an artist? What were some of your coping mechanisms and for that whole thing?
For that, honestly, Weird Al was a big part of it. Like I just went all in with Weird Al. Like he was like the only thing where that made me happy during that tumultuous time, and I was just like, I gotta do a medley of all these songs that I'm getting into. Like you said, I was just getting into the rabbit hole and the whole fandom, and I was like, oh man, because I had been a fan of him since I was, a kid, but I had only known the hits, and then I kind of during COVID, you got nothing to do, so I was just kind of digging deep through that discography and just listening to all his albums and being like, wow. And I find him really cute too. So he was a whole crush slash musical obsession at the time. And I was like, okay, I got to put a medley together of all his songs. And that's where my YouTube channel started snowballing a little bit. And I was like, wow, people actually want to see what I'm doing. This is cool. So, I had some successful videos before, but this is where it started getting like a lot more consistent. And I was like, okay, I think I should just do this full time. So it's kind of a, one of those silver lining things that came out of COVID, because I was going through multiple things exacerbated by the pandemic, and that was like the one good thing that came out of it.
The one thing I still remember from it was beautiful and miss it now is that, like, because nobody was out in the streets here where I live, and I live right behind this huge nature reserve, and just the amount of animals that were out. It was so fucking amazing. It was like walking out into a zoo. It was like all the animals had gone, are they gone? Can we come out and play? And
like, nice.
It was so cool. And there's still a lot of animals where I live. Like I was saying to somebody last night, we have these white cockatoos here in Australia with the big yellow crests. They sit in my garden every day and they squawk like pterodactyls. Like, it's really fucking crazy sound. And I hear them every day, and I go out there, and what they do is they sit in my bark, in like all this little pool of bark, and they just flick all the bark out onto the grass. And I come out and go, "Oi, what are you doing?" And they all look at me and just go, "Ah!" And then they fly away, and I have to clean up all. They do it every day. It's like they know that it pisses me off. But I wouldn't change it for the world, right? But that was one of the things that was really stark here in Australia, that it felt like, oh my God, nature's finally going, oh shit, we got a chance to thrive once more. I missed that.
Hmm.
I kind of did love the piece and walking around at the time, but hey, look, it affected everybody different, and
Yeah.
I hope there's not another one.
All right, same. Yeah, same.
But who knows if that's the likelihood of that? It kind of seems like it would. It's probably going to happen again. Now, your music is available on all streaming services, of course. But
Thanks.
I like to point this out to people. Let me get the right camera angle. There we go. Bandcamp. Folks,
Oh, yeah.
Bandcamp is an amazing source to get to your artists easily and to actually financially support them in a way that is a little bit different than, going through streaming services where they break off 0.0.0.0.0.1% of a stream. So if you're loving what you hear today, please go over here. Obviously, Summer curates her page and it's well looked after. So go and support her here on Bandcamp. All of the links to Summer's stuff is in the description. And while we're on a browser here, I want to talk about this. I found your webpage, and it feels like sometimes web pages are a bit of a afterthought or a thing of the past, like they're a bit, I don't know, old school.
Mhm.
Your page is so you. And I know that sounds weird, right? But often I see people's pages and go, that looks so manufactured. Like
Yeah.
all the certain specific photos have been chosen, and but then I'll see the performer stream live, and I go, but you don't look, I don't get that whole vibe. And I got lost here in your website. It is just awesome. You're about everything that's in here is just so well written and beautiful. Did you put this all together, or what's the story behind your website?
Yeah, I just put this all out. Isn't that funny?
That's
This
what I
came
mean,
from a-
though, right?
Yeah. This was just my friend, my best friend messing around taking pictures with her new camera. I
Right.
was like, oh, I like the picture. Yeah, let's just use it. Wasn't a professional shoot or anything. It was just like messing around.
I think that's what it is, right? Because sometimes everybody's so keen to present something, some kind of image, some kind of, I can't even think of the word that people use these days. And I think more people will respond to like something like that. Like I saw this picture and was like, I think I understand this wonderful artist.
That's the goal I was going for. I just wanted you to understand me immediately.
And
Yeah.
I love that you just even put stuff like your favorite TV shows and stuff like that, because, people have always craved information about the people that their music is. They always want more. There's always some kind of thing. And to have a central place that looks nice and is easy to manage and find your way around, I just found it a really nice website. And of course, folks, merch.
There you go.
You should always support your artist by purchasing merch as well. And just even the gallery of photos as well. I just wanted to bring this up because it made it so easy for me to tell us about this.
Well, I mean, as you could probably tell, I was like losing my mind. I was like, oh my God. I had the biggest crush on him, so I was like dying inside. I was like, what do I even say? I literally walked up to him and I was like, this was not even the first time we met. I was just like, I live in LA, he lives in LA, so we just kind of, it's a lot more easy to stumble upon, people here. So I went to a bunch of his shows and he was just doing he was in a thing called a dad band too. This was like a bunch of like random comedians and celebrities got together and they just did like a backyard concert. It wasn't even a big thing. And that's where that picture was taken. And I was like, oh, I'm going to that. And then my friend kind of like led me backstage and I was like, hi, Al. I literally said, I literally was like, I don't know what to say right now. That's the first thing I said. And, but he's very cool because he likes what I do. Like he commented on my first Weird Al medley because he's very like online. Like, he knows what people are posting about him and fan art, fan covers, and he loves all that stuff. So like he immediately saw my medley, and when he saw me, he recognized me and everything, and he was like, "Oh, Summer, thank you for coming out," and I'm just like losing my mind. So Yeah, that was a great experience. I wrote tons of songs about those experiences, which I could tell you uh the names of if you'd like to hear. Some of them are on the next album, but you'll see.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
talking about Weird Al, like you mentioned before, I think a lot of muggins, we'll call them muggins, just your regular people, still have that idea of like the hits. Yeah. So these are the ones, and they don't realize like the depth. Like you said, obviously he's an incredibly online person because, I mean, you've got to be for the kind of music that he makes. You have to be up with everything that's currently happening to be consistent with what you're doing, or you would get left behind, or you'd still be doing like, Eat It. And people would be like, who's Michael Jackson? Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously that's it's strange because I think a lot of people don't realize how amazing a musician he really is. If you took away all his body of work of, the comedy stuff, and he just was an artist making music, he'd still have the amount of fans that he has because of the skills.
If you listen, like one of the most impressive things I've ever heard of him that's not even really a comedic skill is like in his song Everything You Know Is Wrong. That's like one of his more famous original songs.
Yeah.
He just does the most burning accordion solo ever. And it's like, I wonder how does he even, it's like 30-second notes on the accordion. He's just going I don't even know how I couldn't even play it on piano. It's crazy.
And of course it's an accordion, right?
Yeah.
Because most musicians wouldn't think to do that and go, "Hey, I'm going to do an accordion solo." That's the secret. I mean, I think that's the secret with a lot of artists that have such a long standing and following is because they never really have a thing. Their thing is that they don't have a thing and they can do whatever they want. Do you feel like that as an artist? Do you feel restricted by your own skills or like your own musical tastes?
Mm-hmm. Well, kind of, because I'm kind of known for this one thing now on YouTube, which is like rock covers on acoustic guitar, which is great because a lot of people dig it and that's great. But I have like a ton of other, things I want to do on my upcoming albums. My favorite genre is hip hop, and like some people might not even know that because I can't really hip hop is just hard to cover. And so I have a hip hop album that I'm working on that I'm like 99% done with too. So I mean it's not really an album, it's more of an EP, but like I don't even know how that's gonna be received. And I don't even care because it's just like it's a passion project for me. And my next rock album, it's more of a Beck type, Ween type album. Like it has more variation in the genre, which I'm just trying to branch out and do the things that I'm more passionate about rather than just what I think people might expect of me.
It's interesting you say that, people know you for the covers and stuff. See, I didn't. I found your music first and then this.
Cool.
And I was already a fan of your music and then was like, oh, cool, you do some covers and stuff. Oh, they're cool covers. But I still find myself listening to your music first because it's beautifully produced. The clips are so much fun. It's just good music, right? And in my brain work, what was I going to say after that? It's just on what you said. Oh, man.
About my hip hop Ween Beck album.
Yeah. So having that, I think that's really important to have that outlet and follow the things that you love, right? Because obviously people are fans, and you have a massive audience on YouTube. What is it, like 37,000 subscribers at the moment, something like that?
Yeah.
I know it's just a number, and we say this here on YouTube all the time. It's just a number. Try not to get like. It must feel good to know there's that many people like listening to your music.
For sure, yeah. And I'm really glad you said that you found my original music first, because sometimes I just get, I just assume things. I assume like, well, people only care about the covers, they don't care about the original music. And then I have to go back and look at the comments and, hear things from people like you, and I'm like, okay, no, actually, no, they do care. That's good. So I'm glad you said that. And yeah, I forgot the question
I
again.
think you'd be surprised. I think there'd be a lot more people who love it because it really is. Like the song for me was the first one I heard was A Passenger Seat, which we're going to close with today.
Oh, cool.
And the video clip, just the little chat at the start. These things you can't manufacture this with bullshit manufactured artists that record labels put together and go, let's try and make it like quirky. And this is just a natural thing that comes out of someone like yourself. And so seeing you play, don't take this the wrong way. I almost want to see you I do want to see you do the songs as a full band. I want to see that, live. Is that something that you're thinking about doing? Have you done that with a full band?
Yeah, actually, if you go on my website, one of those live videos is me doing Pasadena with a 3-piece. I like being the lead bassist. I like being the sting of my 3-piece. So that's always fun. It's just that I have to eat money when I do that because I have to pay the guitarist. I mean, my drummer is kind of built in. Sometimes I do have to pay him, but sometimes we just negotiate production pay, So it's easier to negotiate with the drummer, but if I get a guitarist, I always have to pay someone. So, I have to do those very strategically and rarely because even though they are fun, it's kind of I have to spend money to do that. So I don't do it as often, but when I do, it is pretty damn fun.
Well, I hope as time goes on, you get more opportunities to do that financially because I think that's going to take you to the next level, I think personally. And we live in a very fascinating time too because I remember there was this whole, you probably remember this too, this whole reality TV thing that was going on for a while and you watch that shit. And at the first time I watched one of those, we had Australian Idol, you got American Idol, all that stuff. And you watch it and you get invested, right? But then you start to realize this is about the story more than anything. And a lot of the people who are super talented and probably should win end up becoming like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, get record deals. And the poor winner every time, are they really the winner? Because they normally just get given as a gift, as a prize, a bunch of songs somebody else wrote for them. And the whole way through the show, the judges are going, that's great, but we're not seeing you.
Yeah.
Which is so dumb. And then finally they get to the end and go, that's it. That's you. We finally see you. Now here's a bunch of songs that somebody else wrote.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But there's this huge amount of artists who've done what you've done, who are playing on YouTube and just playing some covers and getting recognition that way. Mm-hmm. It's a much better way of getting recognition than I think American Idol or something like that. I hope that shit dies out completely and we never have to watch that shit ever again because music's not a fucking competition, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I have auditioned for American Idol twice and America's Got Talent once. I never got further than 2 auditions and I'm assuming it was just because I didn't have a sad enough story. Seriously.
It's true.
I was cursed with a normal life, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to go in there and, my cat got hit by an aeroplane,
Yeah.
How was
My
that
cat
even?
was one day and then...
And then, because it's interesting, I used to work for a television company who did Australian Idol here and a whole bunch of that stuff. And I was in the accounts team, but you do see it from the opposite side of the people who are editing this stuff sitting around going, all right, so this person, they've got this story and they are manipulating and moving things around and the performance is last. It's totally last.
Yeah.
It's a very fucked up way to do things, in my opinion. Let's get off fucked up things and get to another song. We're going to play Aquarium now. So
awesome.
Let's do that. Guys, you're going to love this. This is Aquarium by Summer Woods. Let's go.
A first date is hard enough, but what do you do when you're at your last? It's a lonely aquarium. We look around at the plastic grass, animals silently drifting past. Did you see me there? Reflected like a phantom in the blue, drowning when I'm standing next to you. I can't breathe, I don't dare, 'cause then you're gonna ask if something's wrong. I can't say I've been drowning all along. It's so crack this aquarium. Midnight highway ride, both of us rolling into the black. Triangle of light, passenger side, a single beam. I don't know why, but it speaks to me. It's a gleam of peace, like maybe there's a crack inside the glass. I've been so afraid to let it crash. You disagree when I'm me, and I love everything you don't allow. I try to speak and it's just bubbles now. It's over before it's over. I just know from your empty red stare. It's over before it's over. Let me go, 'cause it's a breath of fresh air to crack this aquarium. Conversation, I can feel the water draining from my soul, from my soul. I say it and you know I have to start to crack myself and have to make me whole. We both know that it's over before it's over. I just know from your empty red stare. It's over before it's over. Let me go, 'cause it's a breath of fresh air to crack this. It's over before it's over. I just know from your empty red stare, yeah. I've been faltering underwater for so long, but it's a breath of fresh air to crack this aquarium. Oh, this aquarium.
Wow. Every time I see that clip, goosebumps. The vocals are just fucking beautiful. I mean, this is really wanky for me, but I watch video clips like that, and the clips of you playing guitar and moving around and then chopping between all the parts. Just, I understand the amount of work to go in to get all that to sync, you know. There's a lot, you know, and just the underwater shots are just beautiful stuff. To me, right? When I first came across your music, I literally thought you had a full team and production, and like didn't realize you just putting your music out through DistroKid, coming up with these ideas and got a handful of friends help. It doesn't look like that.
Wow, yeah.
So there's that. Talking about aquariums, there is this artist, right, who I'm playing on this week's Unearthed called, I don't know if you've heard her or not. She's called Oxis, Oxis.
Sorry, I'm worried my dog is going to pee on the ground. Never mind. I think
Yeah.
Oxis.
And all her music is about aquariums. It just made me think of a bit. If you do,
all of it, like all the lyrics.
Yeah, all her music is about fish and aquariums. And,
oh wow!
And the clip I'm playing, it's just a one-shot take of her crocheting a mermaid's tail over her own legs, and then she just ends up. It's all time framed, and she just ends up crocheting herself into a cocoon of wool. It's such a fucking weird clip. I've fallen in love with her music so much. So anyway,
Yeah.
so that's on tomorrow's show. Anyway, well, let's get back to this interview and wrap it all up. We've got Pete Johns waiting in the wings. Well, I'll dump you all over there after this. We don't call them YouTube redirects here. We call them a dump.
I see.
I love dumping on people. Right? So, how much do you think your connection or your authenticity plays a role to gain followers? Is this something you constantly think about, or we all run so much shit through our brains. Do people like it?
Yeah,
Do you think about this stuff?
for sure. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like I get in my head about it sometimes, especially with the covers, because the covers are the main thing I think, I don't know, that keeps my channel going. At least that's how I see it. I might even be wrong. But, I'm just like pumping out covers and a lot of them are requests and it's just kind of like, I know people like them, but it's kind of like not exactly, some of these songs I don't even know until they get requested. So it feels like a little inauthentic to me, but hopefully a little of my personal way of seeing that song comes through, whatever I play. And I think it does. Um, maybe I should just be doing more of stuff that feels more authentic to me because I don't know, it's there's always a fine line to walk between what people want to see and what do I want to make. So I'm still figuring it out.
Balance is key always, right?
For sure, yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm pretty authentic when it's just like me on a stream or me like
Oh
talking
yeah.
to the crowd. Yeah, and I feel like people will understand whatever I say. Like if I tell them, I don't even know this song. It wasn't a first listen for me, but I'm gonna play it for you. That's the truth.
Well, again, that was my attraction to your music. Was I found it really authentic and refreshing, and everything was different, and it seemed like it was well thought out. And yeah, and then when I saw you live, I was like, oh well, this is just like everyday living summer, right? This is,
Yeah.
it's like I said in the beginning when you like ended the stream and then you come back on and like that's oh right. That's exactly who I thought I was going to be getting by watching the music. I think you're doing that really well. So I love that. Let's give us a rundown of what because I hate doing this. Like, you can't like look into the future too far with the way the world is. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months?
Well, I mean, like I said, YouTube is kind of the main thing for me. It's good for, making a living and doing what people want to see, and it's also great for apparently there's a thumbs up in my head now. It's also great for being completely just doing whatever I want to do is screw what anyone else says. I'm not saying screw my audience because of course they want to see it. But like, doing an animated music video like you're about to see, like the passenger seat video, I couldn't have ever released that without YouTube. So YouTube's kind of like where I'm going all in. I'm just like I'm planning my goal, my kind of New Year's resolution. It's kind of one of those things I can't fully control, but I want to shoot for 100,000 subscribers at the end of 2026. That's the plan. By doing a mixture of, just covers and like getting the word out there as kind of like more exposure type stuff and just doing what I want to do and doing my originals, putting out more videos of those. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm seeing myself. Did you say 10 months or like at the end of this year
I
or
said 6. I was being conservative.
6 months? Oh, okay, yeah.
Look,
Yeah, just
I've said a year in the past, and people are going, a year? God, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Keep the momentum going 6 months, a year, regardless of the time frame. I'm just gonna keep snowballing the best I can.
Nice. Last question I ask everybody. It's not incredibly hard. It's a baited question. If somebody was considering becoming creative, when would be
Yeah.
the best time for them to start?
Of course, right now, or yeah, I would just say right now, because I was gonna say or as soon as you feel like you want to, but sometimes that's not even good to wait that long. Sometimes you don't, of course, like don't even wait until you're ready. Just kind of, pick up a book like The Artist's Way or something, or just do a prompt of some stupid crap, like write a song about your cat, or just like it's like any way to get the ball rolling is so much more valuable than saying, I'm gonna write a full album or I'm gonna do something crazy. Just do something small, do something you actually like care about, something that lights you up. If there's a spark in you and it might seem weird, you're like, people aren't gonna like it. Just fuck it, just do it. That's what I doing a hip hop album, you know? No one even no one even knows I like hip hop, and I'm just like, no, I gotta do that.
I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and spending some time and sharing your life, your experiences. There's, of course, so much more. An interview like this cannot cover all of the vast depth of what makes up Summer Woods. Folks, if you're watching this on the replay, if you're here live, thank you all for being here live. Watch on the replay. Thumbs up, all that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm. And please go down into the description and go and check out Bandcamp website, streaming services, all the stuff. Support Summer. She's super talented, as you have heard. Please stay on the line with me until the show's over so I can say goodbye. We are closing today with this song, which just made me a fan. And I can't tell you how many times I've listened to this on YouTube or on Apple Music. It's one of my favorite songs of this year. It is called Passenger Seat. The video clip is just so sweet and so beautifully put together, as well as the music. And anything you want to say before we go?
Just thank you so much for having me, and everyone watching, thank you so much for being here. This next one is like my latest passion project, so it's kind of like my favorite child right now. I'm just like, oh, I love it. And I love Better Call Saul so much, so if you like it too, there are 2 like hidden Better Call Saul references in this video, so keep an eye out.
All right, my friends, thank you also to our dear friends DistroKid up here. You know, do the things, use the link, you get 7% off, helps me, helps you make music and all that stuff. Let's get out of here. Let's do it. This is Summer Woods Passenger Seat. Pete Johns is up next with Thomas Christ, and they're going to be talking about vinyl and stuff, and I'll dump you over there. Lots of cool stuff coming up tomorrow, Unearthed, opening hour, and I'm performing over at Camp G May's huge Kurt Fest this weekend with 25 performers. I think I'm the penultimate performer out of 25 performers. That's exciting. Anyway, let's do it. This is Passenger Seat, Summer Woods. Let's Oj.
I'm sorry, the future Summer, for ruining your recording.
It's okay. Past Summer says it's okay.
Empty freeway rolling on like all this lonely time. Window down, I'm zoning out. Things I don't know how to tell you, drifting to the night. Little ghosts of your replies and the gentle way you speak, pretending I'm already there as I pour my heart out to the empty passenger seat. Crying every night if the way you smile at me couldn't get me so damn high. I can hear you sing along, I can feel those eyes on me. Happy daydreams float away, now I'm sadly smiling at the empty passenger. My eyes on the road. Is there anywhere you'd really like to go? I keep my eyes on the road. Just say the word, I'll make it so. Cold truth slowly creeping in, and it tells me with a sting. All arise and take the wheel with the lullabies they sing. I'm so tired my heart out to the empty passenger seat.